Ty is dying.
He ain't good looking, but he sure ain't shy. He's a northern bred, southern fed, slick talking guy. Listeners in his posse are the junkyard dogs. The SEC from Tennessee to calling them hogs. From Gainesville up to Lexington to the Titan Tiger Land. Nobody does it like Thom Abraham.
You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall.
Testosterone high today.
Yeah, Tom's the man, he's got the plan, he's really got it made. What a wife he's got, she's smoking hot, check out the junkyard babe. When everything is said and done, no one can beat his show. He's a high-tech redneck, Tony Soprano. If you love sports without the fluff, he's got the master plan. Cause nobody does it like Thom Abraham, yeah.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? Can somebody respond?
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Football Friday in the Doghouse. You know what Football Friday means? Football Friday means football music. And you know what football music means? It means we're kicking it off with the greatest piece of football music ever recorded in the history of mankind. The single best day of the entire week. Talking about right there, baby. I mean, who plays the organ like that, right? I mean, where do you hear that? You know, the word that comes to mind is funky. I mean, it's just funky. You know, best part is when they bring a little of the guitar in. You know what I mean? You got to bring a little Stevie Ray Vaughan in there, right? George Benson. Man, that's good. Of course, Football Friday means the Champions Chicken Friday trifecta as well. With Champions Chicken for the weekly winners, plus points towards our grand trifecta for the top handicapper in the house. Got a nice mix of college and NFL games in here as well. We'll get ready to play along. By the way, our grand trifecta winner gets the VIP package to the 25th anniversary Trans-Perfect Music City Bowl, pitting the Big Ten against the SEC New Year's Eve at 11 in Nashville. Yeah, it's been a minute since we've taken this the whole way. The hell is Kenny in Huntsville? We haven't heard from him in a minute. All right, bring it home. Come on now. Just like that, baby. Got the whole minute and a half of glory in there. The original Monday Night Football music. No, it's not. It's not game show music from the 70s. It's the original Monday Night Football music. And it is nothing short of glorious. Absolutely glorious. That's what it is. All right, you want your trifecta? Let me give it to you right now. This is what we got in the trifecta today. We got Ole Miss getting a point and a half at LSU.
I get ridiculous.
Mississippi State.
We're pathetic. You know, we're a bunch of pathetic front runners.
Gets 21 and a half at Alabama.
This is Alabama.
So I'm supposed to smile and say thank you.
And the Colts. Omaha. Been a minute since that guy was there. Omaha. Get 2.5 at the Titans.
We are the Tigers. We are the Tigers. Tigers.
And in the bonus for the extra point and the chicken. Marcus Mariota and the Falcons get 6.5 in Cincinnati.
You don't live in Cleveland. You live in Cincinnati.
There you go. The only way to get in is by calling or hitting the text window. Your phone line is open right now. There's a couple of spots open at 256-576-4977. You can text the show at 732-9TA-SHOW, 732-982-7469. It's a great way to communicate with us and a great way to get your picks in. I usually take 30 or 40 of them there each week. Don't put them on a Twitter. Don't put them on a Facebook, please. They'll get lost. My personal Twitter feed is at Thom Abraham Show, where you can find those games right now posted. The station's feed is at 97.7 ESPN, where you can find those games posted as we speak. Oh, my voice is cracking. As we speak. Apparently that happens again later in life, I guess. You can watch the show on Facebook and Twitter at 97.7 ESPN. You can watch the show on the Twitch and the YouTube at WZZN TV. It's WZZN TV. By the way, the video quality of WZZN TV is about to undertake a massive transformation. We have got our social media guy all over it. The equipment is coming in, and it's going to be a massive transformation, especially once we paint that ceiling behind Grizz black. And nice and cozy in there. Make sure that you go to go to 977ESPN.com and get links to everything, including our apps. Get our apps. Go to your Android phone, your iPhone, your whatever phone, a Google phone maybe, I don't know, and download our apps, both the Blitz app and the Zone app. Has anybody got a Google phone? Does anybody have one of those Google phones? Grizz is showing up like Grizz is like the Price is Right girl, showing off the phone. Those apps are important because tonight Buckhorn is on the road against Decatur, who's 6-2 at Decatur in a non-region game. That'll be on the air and on our primary stream with John McGough and I on that call. I've decided I'm going to go the back way to Decatur. I've decided that because I would be running west on 565 at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I think that's a mistake. Don't you? I mean, based on coming out of Winchester, I think I'm going to run 64 through Fayetteville, all the way over to 65 interstate, down 65 through Athens and into Decatur. I think that's the way I'm going. I don't think I'm going to run through Huntsville and take 565 at 4 o'clock. From 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock, 565 west? It'll be a parking lot, isn't it? It's supposed to be like 20 minutes faster that way, but I don't think I'm going that way. On Zone 2, Madison Academy, which is 5-0 in their region, 6-2 overall, takes on Susan Moore. Regional final game, Steve Molden and Glenn Laird on that. Game of the night, though, Randolph, 7-1, 6-0 in the region, 4A, Region 8. They are hosting Priceville, who is also 6-0 in region, 9-0 overall. If Randolph wins that game, and they're not the team of the week, I'm going to get on a stool, climb up there, and smack Scott Tyson right in the head. It's a committee of one. Come on, Tyson. If Randolph beats Priceville, they should be the team of the week. They should. Austin Coletti and Drew DeHarmon on a call for that one. The Brian Bank team of the week. Let me just say that. As always, the Woody Anderson Ford North Alabama Scoreboard Show with Scott Tyson will begin on the Blitz at 8:30 and then move to the air after the Buckhorn game. Speaking of Decatur, by the way, let me just say this about that. Speaking of Decatur, we have a great zone deal going on right now for the Apple Lane store on the Beltline in Decatur. They do honey-baked hams. They do turkeys, full turkeys for the Thanksgiving. Plus, they make great sandwiches out there. And right now, you can get $80 worth, $80 worth of Apple Lane in Decatur for just $40. You know what a honey baked ham costs? Like $70 or $80. $40 with this deal. Decatur only store, though. Out there on the Beltline. This is the time to get it. Go to WZZN.halfoffdeal.com. WZZN.halfoffdeal.com. Or just go to our website and click on the deals logo up top. There should be a slider or something going across there, too. Maybe something telling you about it. Go get this deal. And by the way, will someone please buy the last Flow trampoline park deal? There's one left for like a week now. There's been one left. Buy that thing. All right, we got a wide open first hour for you to get in and make your picks. Tell me what you think of these games and how they'll go. The top of the 11, Lee Sterling at ParamountSports.com with picks on all of our games and more. Then Alan Bell from CBS Sportsline is back with his thoughts on the weekend and last night's game in Arizona. Finally, some points on a Thursday night as the Cardinals beat the Saints 42-34 as Andy Dalton throws 6 touchdowns in the game. 4 for the Saints and 2 for the Cardinals. He got his Mac Jones on. Like Mac Jones against Auburn a couple of years ago. Throwing a touchdown for everybody gets a touchdown from Andy Dalton. And by the way, can I just say this? My wife is playing Grumpy in fantasy football. My wife is 5-1. Grumpy is 6-0. He's the last unbeaten in the Bama-Zac division of the DFL. And so she's playing Grumpy. Her quarterback is Jalen Hurts, who's on a bye this week. Her backup quarterback is Russell Wilson, who is on a suck this season. Okay? So she drops Russell Wilson and puts Andy Dalton in. She picks Andy Dalton off of the waiver wire and puts the red rifle in there. Dude was projected for 16 points. He had 35. Hell, he would have had 41 if it wasn't for the interceptions. Threw 3 interceptions. I'm telling you something. Team 10, she may be handing Grumpy his first loss of the season. I'm just saying. She might be beating him. Could happen. As usual, it was difficult for me to watch a game because I was watching the ALCS on cable, plus the college football and the Predators. Now, the Bruins game was over on ESPN+, but again, that's a pain to get to. What am I doing wrong? Is it me? What am I doing wrong? If you have cable and you have I have a smart TV. The 60 in the living room and the 50 in the bedroom are both smart TVs. So they got the apps on there. But I go to the app. I got to click on the app, Prime Video. I got to wait for spinning wheel. Boom, it comes up. And then I pick the game, spinning wheel. Then it comes up. Then I got to select to play it. And when I go to select to play it, it asks me if I want to watch it originally or I watch it. Oh, and then I play it. And then I want to pause it so I can go to the bathroom, and I can't pause it. Oh, let me go back and look at that, but can't. I just give up. I give up. I can't go between things. If you have cable and maybe those of you that watch just on streaming services, maybe it's easier for you to move around. Is this a me thing? Is this he's an old man thing? Is that what this is all about? Is this me?
Get off my lawn.
Is it that what it is? Very annoying. It's very annoying. And I'll say this. I thought that I would like the Cardinals gear. When I saw that helmet come out, I thought, I said, yeah, that's kind of sweet. When I saw that helmet come out over the summer, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like the whole thing. It looked like the Louisville Cardinals. Or was that Louisville playing that game last night? And I don't like I'm not a big fan of the white on white for the Saints either. That was not a visually appealing game. I don't like it. Didn't like it. Over there in a little glass room with the slanted ceiling, playing the platters of batter and the stacks of wax, answering the phones. I've been watching him answering phones over there, so I probably should get to him. He's living large and in charge, and not a Friday. DJ Grizzly Grid.
fold. I know I ought to save it, but it's burning a hole right through my pocket and into my skin. Come Monday morning, I'll be broke again. It's finally Friday, I'm free again. I got my motor running for a wild weekend. It's finally Friday, I'm out of control. Forget the working blues and let the time roll.
Someone call someone because there's a cleanup on aisle 3 as a man is down.
It's like taking poison, like rat poison.
It's not St. Patty's Day, so that's a different day entirely.
Hey, Chris! What the hell happened there?
What is going on right now?
Is that you, Grizz?
Is that me?
Oh, you know what it is?
Are you playing your computer right now?
Yeah, you know what it was? I switched from, that's so weird.
I was like, I turned it off. I was
so
like,
stupid.
that's not me. I was like, that is totally not me.
No, you know what it was? I switched from Twitch to YouTube for WZZN TV, and apparently the WZZN TV, I didn't have it muted.
So
I'm like,
just,
what the hell's going on?
It's going to double
can't
play.
Stop it.
It's going to double play, and you're going to hear it for sure because it's coming over your mic. Yeah, definitely. It's going to be coming through, and yeah, you're going to hear it double.
It's weird.
I've had to mess with that
it's
before. And it'll start.
switched
Sometimes it'll do it like, well, what? Like it'll start echoing. It can get pretty bad.
I switched it because it keeps stopping on Twitch with me. Now that's probably just me.
Twitch,
I don't know why.
no. Twitch always does that. We've had this conversation before. Twitch,
Yeah.
for some reason, Twitch on the phone. If you watch it on TV, for some reason, unless you're like a partner, I think honestly, or if like you're some big time streamer that has like some fancy, streaming stuff, like it literally like I think sometimes you have to just constantly refresh it. I mean, it Twitch is a problem for sure, but
Twitch,
I mean,
but here on the YouTube, it's doing the same thing. It's like stuttering and things
we
like
gotta
that. So
we gotta see if like if we're not running some stuff, if it's not all a bunch of stuff running at the same time, if we're not running too much at the same time too. Maybe.
now I looked a little
But it looked good. It looked
squished.
good.
Did my thing do something different? I looked a little squished now.
No, that's
on
just
no?
your camera was more like a fishbowl, so it was like the way your camera was kind of like it was
The old
wider.
one.
Yeah, this
Right.
one's looks more compact, but it's just kind of how it's
Is it
showing.
okay?
You. Yeah, it looks
Well,
great.
maybe I'm just skinnier.
It actually
Maybe
looks
that's what
good.
it is.
It actually looks good because of how I have it set up on Zoom and how I have it set up on OBS. It's kind of how I have to move it around a little bit because I have to clip you entirely just to put you on the other screen. I mean, that's
Yeah,
kind
this
of
is
how all the different screens work.
Technical.
So when I
technical
transition,
talk.
but right now, like if I transition between you and me,
yeah.
earlier I had you where it was like cutting your head off, so I had to like switch it back. So
Yeah.
just gotta make
Technical.
sure. By the way, what is a swing in baseball anymore? I mean, it happened to a guy that I really don't like. I don't like Matt Carpenter. I'm not a big fan. I never really liked Matt Carpenter. I don't know why. I'm not on the big Matt Carpenter fan base.
Yeah.
But, I mean, my goodness. The check swing, it's purely on the umpire. And I don't necessarily know if that should have been called to end the game like that, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, that's tough, man. I'm sorry.
I have a bigger problem. I'm sitting there and I'm watching the Yankees, and this is why they never. This is why this group of Yankees, this team, is not winning in the postseason. I mean, winning big. I mean, you can win 100 games. That doesn't mean anything. There's a lot of bad teams in baseball. But when you get to the postseason, you have to be consistently pitching well, which they do pretty good at that. I don't know why they pulled Luis Severino out of that game, but they're pitching pretty well. But the second thing you have to do, you're facing good pitching, and you've got to be very disciplined. I am so sick and tired of watching them take strike one right down the middle of the plate. I mean, right down the middle. You're going to get your best pitch from that Houston staff right down the middle of the plate, and then they strike out swinging at garbage in the dirt. It's 8 inches off the plate. I mean, they just swing at garbage, and this is why Aaron Boone has to be fired. If they don't get out of this series, if they don't rally when they get back to New York and somehow win this series, which they are not going to do, Aaron Boone and everybody that ever shook hands with him in the dugout needs to go because the approach needs to change. The approach needs to change. They go up there. Everybody's trying to hit a freaking home run. Everybody. And there's only a couple of guys that should go up there thinking that way. If home runs happen, they happen. But they got to start. Their approach has to change, all right? And put the friggin' ball in play and stop swinging at pitches that are so far out of the zone. It is so frustrating. And you know what, too, Grizz? take that little box off until they have the electronic balls and strikes.
Yeah.
Take that thing off, because all that box does is cause me stress. I get so
I understand.
aggravated seeing them called strikes that are so outside of. And then in one case, there was a pitch for Houston. The whole ball was in the box. I mean, like in the box by quite a bit.
Yeah.
Ball. It was called a ball. I'm like, what in the hell are you looking at?
It's honestly ridiculous, because sometimes you can see it, and even if it touches it just a little bit, it can be called a strike. And it's like, I don't know. Obviously, they see it like off the plate by a little bit, so they call it a ball. And it's like, but you see it, and it's constantly, if it's even touching the plate, it should be called a strike. And so, I mean, it stinks. And I did see something on Twitter, I think it was yesterday, where there was like they could challenge the call, and they go back and show it on the screen.
That was one of the things that said they had to bring in the challenge, where
bring in the challenge call.
Now here's the thing too. The box that we see on TV, is not the box that they are using for their what do they call it, Quiz Tech or something like that.
Yeah.
They have the technology where they rate the umpires. We need to have that official, because the box on TV doesn't change. If you ever notice, it's
for
like
tall
Altuve,
players and short players.
Right, Altuve is up and Judge is up, and it's the same box. You know what I mean?
Box is at Altuve's head and the top of the box.
Yeah, we need to fix that situation. I just say, might as well just do it with balls and strikes with electronically, where there's a little beeper and the beeper tells the guy what it was. All right, let's do this, because the monologue is over, and we're going to take calls the rest of the hour, okay? So let's take our break here so that these guys can get in. We got legends lined up right now with Wolverine Dan, to Phillip. We got more lines available for you, so if you want to get in, go ahead and get in. 256-576-4977. It's the Friday Trifecta on Football Friday in the Doghouse on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Ann Adams with Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate is the one name to know if you're buying or selling real estate. With years of local experience, Ann Adams offers buyers in-depth knowledge of the local housing market and will narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in, so you can save time when shopping for your new home. If you're ready to sell, Ann offers a seamless process using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or log on bhhsriserealestate.com.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Flickering lights and hot switches can be annoying, but they can also signal a major problem, or worse, an electrical emergency. So play it safe and leave it to the experts at Mr. Sparky. Trust our team of professional, clean, and friendly electricians. We'll get it done right and get it done safely.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in the respective state or county.
Great food and the best live entertainment is what it's all about at the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill. Head to downtown Huntsville every Tuesday for karaoke on the only outdoor karaoke stage in North Alabama. Thursday night is the Valley's longest running and biggest bike night. Food and drink specials, giveaways, and live music on the patio. And the Furniture Factory menu is fully loaded with options, from steaks to salads, plus a whole lot more. Featuring a weekday happy hour that starts at 3. 619 Meridian Street, downtown Huntsville, and online at FurnitureFactoryBarGrill.com.
Flow Trampoline Park is your one-stop fun spot for your next birthday party. Whether you're a boy, girl, kid, or adult, Flow has you covered. Party packages allow up to 25 plus guests, so you'll be able to bring all of your friends. And with all the fun competition to be had at Flow, maybe enemies too. Party packages will give you access to 60 minutes of jump time, grip socks for all guests, a private party room, and a party coordinator. Flow is behind South Parkway and Drake, behind Cracker Barrel. For more information, go to flowhuntsville.com. Get jumping with Flow.
If you're ready to lower your utility bills, it's time to call Eagle Insulation. Eagle can handle it all. Attic re-insulation, insulation removal, wall insulation, and new construction insulation, commercial and residential. Our primary goal is to save you money, and lots of it. Typical clients realize their return on investment within 3 to 6 months. That means the re-insulation actually pays for itself and then some. See if we can help you. Contact Eagle Insulation today, 256-755-1556, or log on insulatewitheagle.com.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
This is Wes Neighbors talking to Chris Haygood of Bob Wallace Appliance. Chris, what sets you apart from other appliance dealerships?
Wes, these appliances are going into the most used room in your house, your kitchen. The way we have these appliances displayed, it's easy for you to visualize how they'll look in your home. Wes, what sets us apart is the people. They're well trained. In fact, they live and breathe these appliances. And if you need service, you'll really appreciate our parts department.
Contact Bob Wallace Appliance at 256-533-2121.
Are you in the market for a recreational vehicle? Do you want to get out and see more of this beautiful country? Well, imagine hearing the laughter of your little ones enjoying gooey s'mores by a cozy campfire and making lasting memories with your friends and family from the comfort of a new camper. We can make your dreams come true at Hall's RV. With over 15 years in the camping business, we know how to get our customers into the perfect camper. We have several models and floor plans here for you to choose from, both new and used. We're family owned and operated with fantastic deals and great service. Everyone wants to work with people they can trust, so come on down to Hall's RV and get the deal of a lifetime. We'll treat you right and get you on the road in the camper of your dreams. Visit us on Highway 431 in Albertville. Hall's RVs, where we sell fun. Or see us on the web at www.hallsrvsales.com.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A mostly sunny sky this afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the low and mid-70s. It's going to be a fantastic evening for Friday night football. For the most part, it looks like we're going to hang out somewhere in the low and mid-50s. Maybe grab a light jacket before you head out to your local high school football game this evening. Temperatures dropping into the upper 40s, lower 50s through the overnight, early into your Saturday morning. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
The best local sports talk with the best in college football. A perfect combination. Hi, this is Chris Stewart. Listen to Alabama football all season long on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Welcome back, Thom Abraham Show. The segment brought to you by the Orthopedic Center. For all your injury needs at the Orthopedic Center, they will have the after-hours clinic open tonight as well for all your high school football action. If you get any of those dings and dings, you can go on down there to the TOC after-hours clinic at the Huntsville Hospital emergency room, Children's Center emergency room, and they will get you fixed up, that's for sure. And if it's a more serious injury and it requires surgery, to find surgeons anywhere around are right there at TOC, and they can get you right. And it's not just for athletic injuries, work injuries. Injuries are just, your body's decaying. Let's face it. All right? The body is decaying. All right? So if that's the case, they can take care of you as well there. It is TOC and TOC Sports. Longtime supporters of the Thom Abraham Show. All right, let's go to the lines. We start with Shane in Decatur. Shane, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm doing well, big dog. How are you guys?
I am fantastic.
Hey man, I gotta agree with Grizz on the last strike called last night. That was pretty wild to call that, at the end of the game. And I mean, by no stretch of the imagination, I'm a Yankees fan, as you know. But still, man, I mean, these things. I'm with you. I'm a traditionalist at heart, and for the longest time, I've been against, this evolution of technology in baseball. But damn it, man, it's getting bad.
Yeah, it is bad. The umpiring is really, I think it's worse than ever. Balls and strikes, guys calling balls and strikes is worse than ever. I don't know if we'll ever be able to do anything about a check swing, though. It is so difficult to determine what is a strike and what is not a swing on a check swing, because it's just a crapshoot. You look down there to the third base guy or the first base guy, and they're either going to call it or they're not, and you don't know why. There's no rhyme or reason as to what makes this one he did. It used to be that old, did he break the wrist? Did a barrel of the bat go over the plate? All of that kind of stuff. We don't even know. anymore.
Well, they can do this. They can kind of do the same thing they're going to do with the pitching box. So I mean, all you'd have to do is have a datum laser, a laser just straight across the plate. And if he if he trips that laser, then he broke the plane. It's a swing.
Yeah, they'd all be swings then. I mean, because most of them check swing. Because if you turn my thing always was is if you turn your shoulders but you don't break your wrist, yeah, the bat might go over the plate a little bit. But I think without breaking your wrist, it's not a swing. You know what I mean? But we see a lot of times they kind of, you know what I mean? They turn their body at the waist. The bat's hovering over the plate. Sometimes it even hits the bat, and then it's a strike. It's a foul ball. But anyway.
Very, very true. Very true. But
stop swinging at junk outside. How about this? Stop swinging at pitches that are so far off the plate and taking pitches that are right down the middle. For God's sakes.
Exactly. The Yankees have been taking first pitch strikes through these playoffs, and overall, I heard a stat, on Greeny's show this morning. They're like 9 for 68 in the playoffs, hitting like 138 as a team. That's not going to get it done against the Astros.
Did you see Higgy took 3 straight strikes right down the middle of the plate? I'm like, what the hell do you look? What are you looking at? 1, 2, 3, boom, and he struck out like 3 or 4 times last night. I mean, come on. Anyway.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. But I got a question for you, Big Dog. I want to ask you your opinion, and Grizz, you as well. What do you guys think the chances we're going to re-sign Dansby, man?
100%.
I hope so.
100%. He's an Atlanta kid. He'll take a deal. I think he'll give him a little bit of a discount. I don't think there's any chance that Dansby Swanson is leaving there. Personally, what do you think, Grizz? We're not here.
Say that one more time. I'm sorry. I have a
Dansby,
guest. I have Brandon. We have a guest in the office. I'm
don't
sorry.
Be distracted. We are doing a show.
I'm trying to do my office duty and I'm trying to do my radio duty. I apologize.
For 2 hours, unless you don't want, for 2 hours, this is your focus. Come on, Grizz. Dansby Swanson.
What about
percent? What's the chances he resigns?
Oof. I would think so. I mean,
100%.
100%, without a doubt. Yeah. You got to have another guy in there too. That's like that. He's going to be that veteran guy, the guy that's the veteran clubhouse guy. I mean, you got to
Atlanta kid, born and raised,
definitely. Yeah, the sheriff, definitely. Lieutenant Dan. Are you kidding me? No, you can't. All of these memes, you cannot. You can't lose that guy. Seriously, you already lost. No. You already lost Freddie. Whether you agree or not with how it was, but yeah, you got to have Dansby.
Yeah, but losing Freddie is what makes me nervous about the whole deal, man. I mean,
I think that's what was. I think that's what was missed because I mean, outside of like he was hitting, he was extending innings and everything like that, and that was with the Braves. The Braves relied on the home run ball and trying to
But you're missing the main point. Freddie is a California guy.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah.
And he was chopping it. Dansby Swanson grew up wanting to do nothing but be an Atlanta Brave. And when you're talking about, okay, we're going to offer you, $165 million, or we're going to offer you $150 million. When that's all you ever wanted to be was an Atlanta Brave. You're taking the deal.
I understand that, but it's like if you look
lowball him.
If you look at McCann, right? You look at Francoeur, you look at Hayward. These were all local guys too, and it didn't really pan out. And then some of them came back, some of them didn't. So
different management.
That's why.
All right, Shane, give me your picks. I got jammed lines. You want to get in on this or what?
Yes, sir. Let me get in.
All right, Ole Miss is plus 1.5 at LSU.
I'm going to take LSU with this.
Oh, you're going to go with it. Okay. State gets 21.5 against Bama.
Whew. Give me State.
Wow.
We're pathetic. We're a bunch of pathetic front runners.
Colts get 2.5 at the Colts or at the Titans.
Give me Tennessee.
Touchdown, Derrick Henry, 72-yard gallop.
Falcons get 6.5 at the Bengals.
Oh, the toughest one on the card. I think this is going to be a Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase showcase. So give me the Bengals.
You don't live in Cleveland. You live in Cincinnati.
All right, we got you in.
All right, thanks, Big Dog. You guys have a good weekend.
You too. Wolverine Dan is up next. Wolverine Dan, welcome to the show. How are you?
What's up, brother? Listen, man, I got a great report from the doctors. I go there every 6 months. Blood work looks awesome, and the blood pressure is low, baby. And in honor of that, I busted out a serious workout today.
Good. That's good stuff. I go next week for mine.
Yeah, dude, I'll tell you what, at 64, I'm a guy that's maybe in his 20s. I mean,
No,
physically,
don't get
dude, I'm
crazy.
strong as a horse. Ain't no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Hey, but you got it. You got to put in the work, dude. You know what I'm talking about. You got to put the work in.
Right.
But anyway, with that said, we got a bye this week. I'm speaking of Michigan Wolverines. I'm excited for the rest of the season. Oh, it's a nice break right in the middle. We got little brother next week in the big house, so I don't think that should be a problem. I think the game I worry about is the Illinois game because the Bielema's got this team going pretty good. And that's
Bielema's got them going good. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, but that's just before the Ohio State game, so we might be looking forward beyond that game, and that's not a good deal. And I guess the other question for my take is, did Philip take the advice of playing the clarinet and the little Kenny G? Did he get himself a woman?
I don't know. We're going to ask him next. If you get your picks in, then we'll ask him whether or not he's got himself a woman.
That's good. I mean, hopefully, like a little Kenny G, get that hair growing a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Women like that stuff.
All
right. We'll find out. All right. You're going to be up there, my friend. I want to hear if the love life is hot, baby. So let's do the picks.
Mississippi or Ole Miss gets 1.5 at LSU.
I'll take my son-in-law's team, which is Ole Miss.
State gets 21.5 at Bama.
You know what? I hate taking Bama, but I'm going to have to. I think they're going to be bent out of shape, and they're getting it all week long from that little guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm supposed to smile and say thank you.
All right, you got them. Colts get 2.5 at the Titans.
Oh, that's the one that's tough. Home team's usually about 3-point, a pluser. So I'll take the Titans. I think they could win by 3.
Touchdown, Derrick Henry, 72-yard gallop.
And the Falcons get 6.5 at Cincinnati in our bonus.
Yeah, they need more than that. No, I think the Bengals are going to put a stomping on them.
You don't live in Cleveland. You live in Cincinnati.
All right, we got you in. Keep listening.
See you,
we'll
brother.
find out about Philip's love life.
That sounds good. See you.
Okay. All right, so the Philip, I should say, not just any Philip. This is the Philip. Philip, Wolverine Dan is concerned that you need a woman, that you need to calm you down, that it's clear to him from listening to your calls that you need, a little bit of loving. He is afraid that you just don't have that woman in your life and that you need a little. Yeah.
Oh, baby.
So is there a woman in the Philip life?
Yes, there is. Is
Okay.
it me, or was Wolverine Danica not a hairdresser? Or am I thinking of somebody else?
He was a hairdresser.
He wants to talk to me.
He does have a nice flow.
He does. He was a hair, and he's still rocking the mullet. He was a hairdresser. Yes, he was.
Okay, enough about that.
Saying something about hairdressers? My daughter's a hairdresser. Come on.
Well, that's normal. Just saying. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. Tell you what, Houston's going to whoop that butt in 4.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't think so.
4.
I think the
It's
Yankees.
over.
The Yankees will win 2 out of 3 at home. You watch. They'll be a different team. Remember, 2 out of 3. They'll get 2 out of 3 at home. It's going to be what I said it was. It's going to be Houston in 6.
Great to watch. Hey, look, not only do I raise problems constructively with
Yes.
various sports, create a little banner back and forth, I also have solutions. So in 20 seconds, I'm going to give you the solution to the college football unfairness problem.
Okay.
Got 5 conferences. Your conferences decide who plays in the conference championship game. You lose the conference championship game, go play a bowl game. You're out. At least 5 teams. They get together, they draw 1 through 5 out of a basket. 4 and 5 play the next week. 1, 2, 3 has a bye. 1 plays whoever was 4 or 5. Then 2 and 3 play. Yada, yada. You got yourself a college football Super Bowl, basically. That
You're
is the playoff.
you're pulling them out of a hat, and there's no wild cards. What if a team wins a conference championship? What if a team that's a 2-loss team has an upset in a conference championship game against a really good team? No wild card? What if a team, like in baseball, sometimes a team in baseball win 101 games and they deserve to be in the playoff, but they didn't win their division. Shouldn't they get a chance as a wild card? Unless you want to have a couple of wild cards?
No, they can go play a bowl game.
What about the group of? What about the other? What about the group of 5?
There's 900 college football teams.
What about the group of 5?
Organized like professional sports is.
What if you got a great team in a group of 5, like Memphis or Cincinnati or UCF or somebody like that, and they're undefeated and they're a highly ranked team? Shouldn't they get a shot to be in the playoff, or are you just eliminating them altogether?
If their conference does not put them in the conference championship game, then no.
Well, they all have conference championship games.
And they lose their conference championship game. That's just like, hypothetically, Cowboys 49ers NFC championship game. Well, somebody's got to lose. We don't go, let's let them play in the Super Bowl anyway. No.
Well, but what about the those other 5 conferences? There's 10 conferences. As you said, the 5 conference champions. There are 10.
Oh, now there's 10? I thought there was 5.
No, there's 10. There's 5 Power 5 conferences, and there's 5 Group of 5 conferences. So Cincinnati and Memphis.
Okay, I'm talking your Power 5 conferences, and then take your other little conferences or whatever and do the same thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Do the same thing.
Well, they're going to have 12. So listen, they're going to expand to 12, and you're going to get conference champions, and then you're going to get wild cards to make up for the fact that sometimes there's an upset, just like in the NFL. But once you're in the playoff, if you get beat, if you're the number 1 team in the country and you lose your first game, like Alabama did to Ohio State in 2015 or 16, whatever year that was, you're out. You're done. But to determine your playoff field, you want to try and get your best teams. So I think you got to have some wild cards.
Okay,
you
can pontificate on it a little bit if you'd like to. I'm just saying that's what I've come up with.
Yeah.
Because
the Giants,
whoever's in charge isn't coming up with a solution that's not unfair to so many other schools and gives a obvious advantage to anybody in the SEC because they are the kings of the court right now. And congratulations, they deserve it. But
the year the Giants beat when the Giants beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl, and the Patriots were 17 and 18-0 at the time, the Giants were a wild card team, and they're the Super Bowl champions. They're the champs. We don't say the Patriots are the champs. All right, give me your picks.
Do you consider the conference championship weekend or whatever, you all call it in college football, is that the playoffs? Or have the playoffs not started
I think
yet?
it should be. I think that's the first weekend of the playoffs. When people say, we got to expand the playoffs, I say you do have an expand. You've got the conference championship game should be game 1 of the playoffs. You got to win your conference first, and then you move on. But I do believe in a wild card system for some teams. So I think having my number was 8. I always want 8. I wanted the 5 Power 5 conference champions. Then I want 3 wild cards, and then you got 8, and then you go 4 games, 2 games, 1 game. But all right, give me your picks. Ole Miss gets 1.5.
I'm going to make this easy. I don't care about the points. I mean, I'm taking points or I'm giving points. Give me the home teams across the board.
You want the home teams, of course. So you're taking LSU. You're taking.
This is Alabama.
You're taking.
Touchdown, Derrick Henry, 72-yard gallop. You don't live in Cleveland. You live in Cincinnati.
All right, you got the home teams across the board.
How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys?
Where's the Lions-Cowboys game? Is that at Dallas? Lions are going to upend somebody somewhere. Dallas better be careful with the Lions. I'm just going to say that. They better be careful with the Lions. I think it's in Dallas. They better be careful.
At Dallas.
Dale is up next. Dale, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey, how you doing, Tom?
I'm fantastic.
I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you a bit of advice. Take the back way, because if you come through Huntsville at 4 o'clock, you'll be in the parking lot.
I agree. I think it'll be gridlock, and I think I'm going to take the back way. I'm going through Fayetteville. It's a pretty ride. I'm going to go through Fayetteville, and I'm going to go all the way over to 65 by Pulaski, get on there, and then go down 65 to Decatur. I think that's it. And then when I come
best.
home, 10 o'clock at night, then I'll come the short way. I'll come through 565.
Yeah,
the
that's
short
the best way because at 4 o'clock, once you get to that crazy intersection, we come into Decatur over that little wire thing. That's where it gets backed up. You'd be sitting on the bridge for an hour sitting there trying to get over. You might even miss the game. You might even make it there in time.
There you go.
I would go the back way.
I'm going the back way.
That's what I would suggest. My wife went to Nashville this morning, and it took her 4 hours to get to Nashville because of wreck. I don't know what I guess Stevie Wonder's driving on the interstate these last couple of days. They've had it shut down the last couple of days. People wrecking everywhere. I don't know what's going on with that.
I lived south of town when I lived in Nashville. I lived down in Franklin, and it was gridlock every morning going in. It was I would try to go in even earlier and earlier, but it was brutal trying to go in, and that's how I ended up with a studio at the house, to be honest with you, because it got to be such a pain to try and get into Nashville. And
well, that's what I told her. I said, if you don't get past the Spring Hill exit before 7 o'clock, you're gonna be sitting in traffic. I don't know.
They have a train. They have a train that goes out to Mount Juliet. They don't have a train that goes south. And I don't know if the people that live in Franklin and live down in Williamson County where I lived, see, they're too hoity-toity to get on a train and ride a train in. But that's what I would have done. I'd have gone to the station and rode the train in if they had a train. But
yeah, I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Let me do my pick so somebody else can get on here. I don't want to talk forever.
Ole Miss gets 1.5 at LSU.
Well, my son will kill me if I don't take LSU. I'm going to tell you he's a huge LSU fan. So I got to take LSU.
I get ridiculous.
State gets 21.5 at Bama.
I'm taking Mississippi State. I think Bama will win, but I think they're going to have a little hangover. So I think they're going to win, but I'm going to take Mississippi State.
We're pathetic. We're a bunch of pathetic front runners.
Let me remind you, last year, 49-9 after the Texas A&M law.
I know.
Just saying. All right, Colts get 2.5 at the Titans.
I'm taking the Colts.
First one to get the Colts. And the Falcons get 6.5 at the Bengals.
Sorry, Chris. I'm going to take the Bengals.
Sorry, bud.
This might be a moto.
I can take it. I can take it.
The Bengals. This might be a moto. Everybody's going that way. All right, we got you in, Dale. Have a wonderful weekend.
All right, you too, brother. See you later.
All right, man. Appreciate you. Let's grab a break. When we come back, we'll set you up for hour number 2. Maybe stick a call in there. Maybe we'll stick a microphone in front of Brandon and let him make his picks. It's the Tom Abraham Show. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
TOC Sports has been there for you. Now, you're probably asking yourself, what does that mean? It means for more than 20 years, Alabama's largest orthopedic group has been there providing coverage and care to more schools and student athletes in the Tennessee Valley than any other group. It means whether you are the star football player, the all-region volleyball ace, or someone who hurt their knee in a weekend pickup basketball game, TOC Sports physicians are proud to have the opportunity to care for all your orthopedic needs. It means for parents, coaches, athletes, desk jockeys, or even weekend warriors, TOC Sports physicians continue to meet and exceed the orthopedic and sports medicine needs of our community. But most importantly, during these challenging times, we're here for you now, and will continue to be here. So as long as there are players on the field, games to be played, and contests to be won, the orthopedic specialists from TOC Sports will be ready to help. We don't know what the future holds, but you can count on the TOC Sports team to stay committed to you, so you can stay in the game. Call 256-539-2728 today and ask to see a TOC Sports physician. Check them out online, also Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
What can you expect when you shop for a firearm at Bullet & Barrel? Expect great prices. We specialize in quality over quantity. Expect great service. Our professional sales staff is never pushy. We won't talk you into something that doesn't fit your needs. You have the right to make a smart, informed decision. Expect Bullet & Barrel, Alabama's only 5-star indoor shooting range, to support you after the sale. Bullet & Barrel, 3252 Lehman Ferry Road. Like or follow us on Facebook. Come see us soon.
Take it to the house this football season with the Alabama Manufactured Housing Association. If Alabama or Auburn returns their first received kickoff in the second half or a touchdown at a home SEC game, one lucky fan will win a $75,000 down payment towards the purchase of a manufactured home from an authorized AMHA dealer. Don't miss your chance to take it to the house this season and win a beautiful manufactured home. Register to win today at auburntigers.com/takeittothehouse or rolltide.com/takeittothehouse. Certain terms and conditions may apply. To learn more, visit alamha.org. The Huntsville Sports Commission, a not-for-profit organization, is driven by the love of sports. November brings some great sporting events to the Rocket City, including the AVCA Fall Collegiate Beach Championships, November 4th through 6th, the Gulf South Conference Soccer Championship, November 3rd through 6th, and the NCAA Division I Regional Cross Country Championships, November 10th and 11th. For the love of sports, the Huntsville Sports Commission. Find out more at huntsvillesports.org.
Thom Abraham here from my friend Brian Hamaker and his team at North Alabama Mortgage. Look, buying a home is the biggest purchase you will make in your life, and it can be a bit intimidating, so you want people that can help walk you through the mortgage process and get you the best deal possible. That's what North Alabama Mortgage does, and they do it in Alabama, Tennessee, and Florida, from first-time purchases to refis, conventional, VA, FHA, and USDA loans. They have the solution at North Alabama Mortgage. Visit NorthAlabamaMortgage.com to learn more. That's NorthAlabamaMortgage.com.
Football season is here, and as always, the best place to catch every game is downtown at Humphreys Bar and Grill. Humphreys is celebrating by bringing back their game day football specials: $2.75 Miller Lite, Coors Light, Yingling, and $3.50 Yellowhammer Gold Pints, $4 Fireball shots. Anytime football is on, and don't forget football trivia every Sunday night at 6. The best place to catch all the games all season long is downtown at Humphreys Bar and Grill.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-306-8158 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-306-8158. That's 800-306-8158. What do you have to lose? Call 800-306-8158. Again, 800-306-8158.
Hey there, folks. Bob Baumhauer here. We're celebrating 40 legendary years here at Baumhauer's Victory Grill. And to kick this off, we're coming in hot with our all-new Alabama hot chicken. Fresh southern fried chicken breast smothered in a blend of tangy, immune-boosting herbs and spices with a spicy finish. Served up with a side of homemade smoked Gouda cheese grits, Miss Mary southern greens, and garlic bread. And there's plenty more where that came from. Stop in today and celebrate with us. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A mostly sunny sky this afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the low and mid-70s. It's going to be a fantastic evening for Friday night football. For the most part, it looks like we're going to hang out somewhere in the low and mid-50s. Maybe grab a light jacket before you head out to your local high school football game this evening. Temperatures dropping into the upper 40s, lower 50s through the overnight, early into your Saturday morning. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Listen to Madison Academy football all season long.
And it is covered up for the Mustangs in the end zone. Touchdown Madison Academy. Touchdown Madison Academy.
On 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Welcome back to Thom Abraham Show. Brandon still bumping around in the studio?
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to get his picks in?
You want to get your picks in?
What did he do? Go over in the big room?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Say hello.
So what are you trying to you seeing what the how the sausage is made? Is that what you're doing, Brandon?
Oh, trying to cook it as well.
Yeah, I guess. So you're over there in the big studio. Is it a mess? Because when I come in on Tuesdays, they make sure to clean it up because I'm going to rant and rave if it's a mess when I come in there. So
no, it looks good. It looks good.
Does it look good?
Yeah, they got the Clemson helmet over near the wall, so I'm good.
That's not a Clemson helmet. That's a Grissom helmet. Goodness gracious almighty.
Yeah, my goodness. I need the Grissom G on the side of it. Sorry.
I've been trying to get Chad in there to do some chop up on some music for you to give you a wake up, and he was like, "No, Tom will have my head."
He told me he had a couple songs he needs too. He needs to add some. He said he wanted to add some.
They would have to fit the genre of the show. That's what the key is. Is that they got to stay within the Southern rock feel of this exercise in sports radio excellence. All right, listen. I'm up against the break here, so give me your picks here. What do you like? Mississippi Ole Miss gets 1.5 at State or at LSU.
I think I'm going to take LSU in that one.
Yeah, everybody's taking LSU. State gets 21.5 at Bama.
I'm going to take Bama to cover.
This is Alabama!
Are you going to the game?
No, I have a 21-year reunion tomorrow night that I had promised I would be at.
21-year reunion.
Yeah, we didn't have a 20 because so many people had a COVID outbreak and didn't want to have it last year.
Colts get 2.5 at the Titans.
I think I'll take the Colts to cover.
And the Falcons get 6.5 at the Bengals.
Probably going to go to Bengals on that one. Chad just told me to get out of the studio.
Get out now. Leave. Leave already.
That's the clearest phone call we've ever taken, Chris.
Today was the first time I ever listened to you on actual FM.
There you go. Well, listen on actual FM. All right, was good. I'm glad you swung by. It's a good job by you. Thanks for going to the remote this morning. All right, when we come back, Lee Sterling, ParamountSports.com will join us. We'll get his thoughts on these games and more next, right here at the Tom Abraham Show, 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Christian McCaffrey is heading west. In a stunning blockbuster trade, the 49ers acquired McCaffrey, one of the most dominant running backs in the NFL, from the Panthers. That deal shaking up the league. In return, Carolina gets second, third, and fourth round picks in 2023 and a fifth rounder in 2024. The Niners hoping McCaffrey can spark an offense that's 22nd in the NFL in scoring, 18 points per game. Receiver Elijah Moore returning to the Jets training facility today. Yesterday, Moore, frustrated by his lack of involvement in the offense, requested a trade. The Jets sent him home before practice yesterday for what the team called a personal day. The team is not considering a trade. Moore will be inactive Sunday in Denver. Padres-Phillies Game 3 of the National League Championship Series tonight, 7 Eastern, ESPN Radio. That series is tied 1-1.
Listen to the North Alabama High School Scoreboard Show, presented by Woody Anderson Ford, each Friday night on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
A wise man once said, "If you take care of old folks and children, everything in the middle will take care of itself."
Hi, I'm Danny Aldridge, lawyer in Alabama and Tennessee. In the next 20 years, the number of those folks over 65 years of age will more than double. In our golden years, the most important goal is to be treated with dignity and have control over doing what makes you grateful with those you love. At the Aldridge Law Firm and the Legal Town Center, we're dedicated to help you with these goals, and we'll be there when life throws you those inevitable curveballs. Let us assist you with your legal needs, whatever they may be or become. You may reach us by phone at 256-534-3188 or online with Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Just remember, we're here to help. Whether it's personal injury, wrongful death, fraud and cheat, or estate planning made complete, we're here to help.
Your home of the Alabama Crimson Tide is 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Touchdown, Alabama! No look pass inside, but he got to go to the play.
Your home of the Alabama Crimson Tide is 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You need to be more like a dog.
Like what you guys are doing. You've got your fingertip on the pulse of your listeners. You guys know what they're talking about.
Be a dog.
God bless the show. You are the Messiah.
We need more dogs.
This is the best show on radio.
The big dog, Thom Abraham, is here with you.
Hey, I see you. Hey, I see you, dog.
So settle in and get your bark on.
That's my dog.
Now live, here he is, the big dog.
Let's go, baby!
Thom Abraham.
How you doing? 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 Look, I don't speak Spanish.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to choose my words very carefully. I think you're a psycho.
Do you know who I am?
I mean, that guy sounds like Elle McPherson farting into Miles Davis' trumpet.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? Can somebody respond? Get off my lawn.
I have to drag my Yankee ass out of here.
And welcome back. Hour number 2 of a Football Friday show here on Thom Abraham Show. This segment of the show is brought to you by Woody Anderson Ford for all your service needs. It's a service department at Woody Anderson Ford, second to none. And no matter if you've got a Ford or not, they can take care of your vehicle. When you pull in there, you see those service lanes. They are incredible. Even the desks and everything, they're just all so beautiful. Everything is, it's incredible in there, and you can tell they take a great amount of pride in it. Look at the showroom, as well. And when a car dealership takes that kind of pride in their own place, not only does it make it a better experience for you, it shows you that they're going to take care of your vehicle and they're going to do it right. They've been taking care of my vehicles for years. I mean, I wouldn't tell you about this for 15, 18 years. I wouldn't be telling you about this if it wasn't true. My driveway's full of Woody Anderson Fords out there. F-150, ragtop Mustang that my wife drives, all from Woody Anderson Ford. So check them out. Go to WoodyAndersonFord.com and learn more. Joining us now, a guy that does a tremendous job. He's like the Woody Anderson Ford of picking games, from ParamountSports.com. Yeah, there we go. A little bit of rawhide in there. It's the one and only Lee Sterling from ParamountSports.com. Lee, welcome in. How are you?
I'm good. I'm going to go to a high school game tonight. You ever step out and go to high school games? I'm sure you do with all.
I am actually doing a large high school in the Tennessee Valley. I'm doing a play-by-play for the games. It's the first time since 2010 that I've done high school games, but it's a big school, and everything's first-rate operation. We have a high school football network that here at 97.7 ESPN is on with multiple games on multiple channels of ours, and I do the Buckhorn High game. So, yes, I am at a high school football game every Friday night. Yeah.
No, I didn't know that. So I know you go occasionally, but I'm going to go to a game tonight between the number 4 ranked team in the nation, Central, Dalvin Cooks High School, and Miami Christopher Columbus, ranked number 20 in the country. So should be a good battle.
When I was in Florida, I did the high school championships when they were in Gainesville at the Swamp. That. Yeah, and there was a crew of us that would go up and we would do the games on the state network. And one game you'd do color, one game you'd do play-by-play, one game you'd be on the field, and we'd kind of rotate because we did a million games, it seemed like. But yeah, I've had a long history. But of course, all my sons played high school football, so for a bunch of years there, I was at their game. So there's nothing like a Friday night at a high school football game. There's nothing. I
agree. I agree.
And it's good stuff. All right, let's get into this deal here. First college football game I ever went to was a Syracuse game. And I grew up about 60 miles from Syracuse, and so it's kind of like I have this little spot in my heart for the Orange. They were the Orange men then, but they're off to their best start since 1987 under I don't know if that was Dick McPherson or Coach P back then, but they're getting 13.5 at Clemson. They've given Clemson fits in the past when they weren't this good. Can they keep this game close, or what do you think?
I think they've got a chance. They're not intimidated by Clemson. In fact, last year they only lost by 3 points, and that was not a good team. I would say that they're not great on offense, but they're efficient. Garrett Schrader, when he was at Mississippi State, just run-only quarterback. Last year, only had 9 touchdown passes all year. This year, he's got 12 touchdown passes at the midpoint. And why? He's got a red zone threat. Rondé Gatson, remember the former Dolphin receiver? His son,
yes.
Rondé Gatson, the second. 6'5", 215 target, has 5 touchdowns, 4 in the red zone. And their defense has improved, number 8 in the country. Haven't played much of anyone, but they even actually play better on the road. A lot of people don't realize that. 18-10 against the spread the last 28 road games. I think Clemson wins 30-23, but Syracuse covers.
It was 17-14 last year. Back in 2017, Syracuse beat them 27-24, and then the next year at Clemson, it was 27-23. And I'm going to have to put my crack research team on this. Grizz is going to have to check for me. I think Rondé Gatson, the father, played arena football. I think he was in arena football first, right? Then he went to the Dolphins. Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
He never got signed. He ran like a 4.840.
Right. He was not the fastest guy.
But he was
around.
good in the red zone. If it was close, he was going to catch it.
I almost put this game in our Friday trifecta today, and then I decided to go with a couple of NFL games. But Texas A&M is a 3-point favorite or so at South Carolina. You know, Carolina's got one signature win under their belt, and at Kentucky, but Kentucky didn't have Will Levis for that game. The South Carolina, do they got anything at all for A&M coming over there?
Well, they're improved. Some of their fans are excited. They're like, "Oh, we beat Kentucky," but they beat Kentucky without Will Levis. Will Levis, when he's not playing, Kentucky's just not a very good team. They got to win the battle up front, and I don't think they're strong enough on the offensive and defensive lines yet. And when Spencer Rattler is forced into third and long situations, he's not very good. 5 touchdowns, 8 interceptions this year. I just think A&M dominates the lines. They have a really good pass rush. They're the right side. I don't think we're going to see that hotshot freshman quarterback yet. I think eventually they're going to play him. They got 4 games. They haven't burned it yet, but I do think eventually we're going to see Connor Wegman, but just not yet. So let's lay the small spot. A&M 31-20.
Last year, A&M beat Alabama. Alabama went to Starkville the next week and beat the brakes off of the Bulldogs 49-9. And here are the Bulldogs. They get to play an Alabama team coming off their first loss of the season again. Alabama's 21.5 point favorite. They're at home. The Pirate comes in with a pretty salty Mississippi State team that just got beat, though, by Will Levis and the Kentucky Wildcats. What do you think here? Is 21 enough for Mississippi State?
Now, I don't think this is a very good Alabama team. I think I identified that from the beginning. But, you know, I thought last week with a quarterback coming back, Bryce Young, they were going to be a tough out. Defense was just horrendous. So they are susceptible to the long ball. We realize that. But against this type of offense, you know, it's a kind of punch-and-Judy offense. They use their pass kind of like how most teams use their run. I think they actually match up okay. I think they're going to bat down a bunch of balls at the line of scrimmage. And I think Alabama will just run and pass all over them here. For a week, Alabama is going to look really good here. They win and cover here 45-17.
It's interesting how the standard is different, right? Now, this isn't a very good Alabama team.
Right.
Yeah, they might even lose 2 games this year. I mean, that's the standard, right? You say, well, we'll see.
But the roster is good. This is not a great roster. He's going to have to hit on some kids the next couple of years if they want to keep it up.
I think they got some scheme issues, but that's a whole other deal.
Maybe,
some of the stuff rushing 3 against Hendon Hooker in those last couple of plays up there, dropping 8 and not covering anybody. I mean, come on.
Cover 0.
Yeah, cover, and then you had the other guy. When Alabama was trying to drive late there, they were heating up Bryce Young. He doesn't make a great pass to Gibbs. He probably should catch that ball. Doesn't make a great pass there. Doesn't make a good pass on the next one because they were sending 6. Alabama had 5. They sent 6 and they dared them and they heated them up. And yet Alabama sits back and lets Hendon Hooker sit back in the pocket with a 3-man rush.
The biggest loss the last couple of years was Surtain, the cornerback.
Yeah. They don't have that superstar back there right now.
They put him on Jalen Hyatt. Might be a different game.
Yeah. All right, a team that Alabama will, I think, be peeking ahead. It could be a game that they will play for the SEC West title. I think is Ole Miss. Maybe who knows? Maybe it's LSU. This is one of those ones I can't figure out. This blew my mind. I don't understand how number 7 in the country, Ole Miss, can get a point and a half at LSU. What am I missing here with this LSU team that they are 1.5-point favorite against Ole Miss team that will run the ball on anybody?
It's up to 2.5 now. So here's an angle. It's happened 18 times in the last decade. The team that is the favorite, that's unranked, plays a ranked team, covers 10 of the last 18 times. In fact, over the last 25 years, it's covered almost 61% of the time. So I think Ole Miss is good. I think they're improved, but they got two weaknesses. Jackson Dart throws interceptions, and their defense is starting to show some cracks. I mean, the last 2 weeks against Vanderbilt and Auburn didn't look great, and then even the week before against Kentucky just couldn't do anything in the red zone, missed 2 field goals, an extra point. They should have scored probably 30 points here. You know, Brian Kelly could have lost his team after that opening week loss against Florida State, but he kept them together. Then they had another little bump a couple weeks ago against Tennessee, fell behind 20-0, played okay after they fell behind. They dominated Florida. I think their receivers are going to have big games against this Ole Miss defense here. And here's a telling sign. Lane Kiffin even used an onside kick with a lead in the third quarter to steal a possession just to keep his defense off the field. LSU knocks off number 7, Ole Miss 35-28.
I wonder where they go in the rankings then. I mean, what do you do without? Because then that sets up
12,
another
14, something like that. They lose,
and that sets up another salty Alabama LSU game. I mean, you know,
right.
that makes LSU a problem for the Tide. You know, when they get there, if in fact that happens, I just don't see how it can happen. All right, give me this.
I don't know if you've talked about this. There's a chance that 3 teams from the SEC could get in this year.
Oh, God, of course we talked about it. It's all we talked about on Monday and Tuesday. Are you kidding me? Hey, here's another scenario. I mean, somebody floated this one out there. It was funny as hell. What do you do if Alabama beats Ole Miss in a really tight game, then goes on and beats a 12-0 Georgia, who beat Tennessee in a really tight game, and Tennessee is 11-1, and Alabama beats Georgia in Atlanta, and they're both 12-1, and Ole Miss is 11-1. Now you got 11-1, 11-1. Mm-hmm. So Tennessee over Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Take all 4 of them and screw the Big Ten. No, anyway.
Michigan or Ohio State's going if they're undefeated, and there's a real good chance that's going to happen.
Well,
no from the other.
What if Michigan loses a tight one at Ohio State, and Tennessee loses a tight one at Georgia, and so you now have to decide for that 4th spot between 11-1 Michigan and 11-1 Tennessee. If Alabama goes on and wins the SEC championship, so Tennessee would have a win over
Tennessee, probably goes.
Yeah, because Michigan will have beaten nobody. Michigan's schedule ended up because Michigan State sucks. Penn State, that's a nice win, but they would have no good. That'd be their only good win because they played such a bad non-conference schedule. That'd be their only good win. Give me just a quickie on the Colts. Colts and the Titans have a great rivalry, and it'll be played in Nashville. Colts go in there getting 2.5 points. Mike Vrabel's outstanding coming off of bye weeks. I mean, I don't know if you looked at his record off a bye week. He's amazing. but what about the Titans as a 2.5-point favorite at home against the Colts?
Yeah, so I think off the bye it's important. Not just his record. They get the offensive line gets healthy again. Their best pass rusher, Dupree, will play in the game. And I just think that Indianapolis, their offensive line isn't the same this year. I mean, it's crazy. Almost everyone's back, same position, they're just not as good. So I've never seen anything like this happen. Jonathan Taylor may not play. Matt Ryan, not the same. He's pretty much washed. I like Tennessee, 27-20. They've won the last 3. Let's make it 4.
Yeah, there you go. All right, now this is interesting. Your game of the week here, Tampa Bay. This line has gone from 9.5, 10.5, all the way up to after the trade last night. 3-point move here up to 13. 12.5, 13, 13.5 are starting to pop up here after the trade of Christian McCaffrey. Tampa Bay against Carolina. How did they get it?
Anyone wants to get it, just call 800-400-9741. Give it to them for free. Had a great week last week. Hit both of our 45-unit best bets on Air Force and also Buffalo. We're 53-18 on these games going back the last dozen years. A couple great offers. Baker's Dozen brought that back. 13 games, $97 combined Saturday and Sunday. You just want the NFL, 5 games, $55 as soon as you purchase. Window pops open with all those games. And how about this? We have a promo item this week, the UFC. Starts at 9 a.m. your time on Saturday morning from Abu Dhabi. 7 selections, not $57, $17. We had a great card last week, won 4 out of 5. The only one we didn't win, we took a shot on a almost 6-1 underdog to win in the first round by knockout. That didn't happen, but we feel real good about this card. 7 selections, just $17, ParamountSports.com.
Always a pleasure. Lee, have a wonderful weekend. We'll chat next week.
Sounds good. See you, big dog.
Grumpy doesn't like our conversation about electronics in baseball. He said there's a lot of pissing and moaning going on this show. He said no lasers, no electronic strike zone, enough already. There's no crying in baseball, plenty of crying going on here. You should want to get it right. Just want to get it right. And he says, Wolverine Dan giving us his rundown from his doctor appointment. So Dan, it's the Friday trifecta, not the Friday triglycerides. Good job by Grumpy. Grumpy, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. Team 10, my wife's team, 35 points out of Andy Dalton, Grizz. What a move by her to put Andy Dalton in place of Russell Wilson in his skanky Subway sandwich.
I hate fantasy football because it just doesn't make sense. Because at the end of the,
you hate fantasy football.
Well, no, it's not. I don't necessarily hate it. It just confuses me half the time because it's like you have a guy like Russell Wilson who you probably expect to dominate, right? And then you get Andy Dalton or Carson Wentz, who the first 2 weeks averaged 35 points in the first 2 weeks, and then when I played him week 3, he had 9. You know what I mean? Or it was 11. And then he had 4 the next week because he got hurt. And that's the thing about fantasy. You just never know what's going to happen. You can have Jonathan Taylor and he not play or just absolutely give you nothing when last year he was huge.
Well, when she picked Jalen Hurts to be her quarterback, they may think that Jalen Hurts would be as good as he has been. I mean, he turned out to be having a really good year so far. And look, last year I had Christian McCaffrey, and he was a dog.
I had Christian McCaffrey this year, and I have him in a sleeper league, thing called Sleeper,
more yards,
it's like a dynasty league.
He has more yards from scrimmage, I think, than anybody else. No, Saquon Barkley has. That's right. She got Saquon Barkley. And who knew that Saquon Barkley, coming off the injury, he has more yards from scrimmage than anybody else in the NFL right now. That's over 780 yards from scrimmage.
That's the thing with owning both of them. It's like you don't know. They can blow up, and then it's like you just never know if they're if they get hurt. I mean, there's always that chance.
I tried to switch Chris Olave off last night. Before, and I didn't hit the save button. Good. I moved him, and I tried to hit the save button, and he ended up giving me 18 points.
Hey, there you
last
go.
Night. So yeah. All right, we're going to break in here. When we come back, we'll talk more football, and we'll do it with Alan Bell from CBS Sportsline next on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
I have a big head, and you don't have to have the brain the size of mine to know that you can save thousands at University Kia.
Right now, drive home a sporty, new 2022 Kia Forte for only $179 per month. Only at University Kia.
Using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or log on bhhsriserealestate.com.
Did you know the state's top-ranked private school is here in Huntsville? What about one of the nation's few Orton Gillingham Academy accredited schools? At Randolph School, our experienced teachers and coaches challenge and nurture students as they prepare for college and life. Our pre-K through 12 school includes Green Gate School at Randolph, serving students with dyslexia. Parents, we know that you are your child's biggest advocate, and we invite you to explore your education options. Schedule a tour at randolphschool.net.
Not looking or feeling your best? No energy for the things you like to do? Ready to look and feel younger? Make your appointment at Advanced Life Clinic, one of the region's foremost destinations for patients interested in looking and feeling their best. Specializing in advanced laser treatments and weight loss, male and female rejuvenation to offset the effects of aging, and more. See how Advanced Life Clinic can help you enjoy your life again. Call 256-882-6555 or log on advancedlifeclinic.com.
Organizations using Salesforce know how powerful the platform is and how much time, money, and headaches it saves if it's set up right and you know how to use it. Let's face it, Salesforce is complicated and time-consuming to figure out, and a lot can go wrong now and down the road without expert help. That's why most Salesforce users work with an implementation partner like Higher Echelon, so they get the absolute most out of their Salesforce investment. Higher Echelon is a 5-star Salesforce consulting partner who won Salesforce Military Hiring Partner of the Year. President Dr. Joe Ross is retired Army who played and later coached for the cadets. He puts that experience to good use at Higher Echelon, where they pride themselves on hiring veterans. Look, not all Salesforce partners are the same. Don't put your company at risk by going with an inferior partner. Higher Echelon is the trusted partner you can count on to get you up and running and seeing returns on your Salesforce investment in a fraction of the time it would take if you go it alone. Go to higherechelon.com. That's HIGHERECHELON.com to learn more. Go higher and go Army.
Southeastern Conference Commissioner Greg Sankey is coming to the Huntsville Museum of Art on Thursday, November 10th. He will sit with Abraham Madcore, the executive editor of Sports Business Journal, for an interview about issues in college football, such as conference realignment, playoff expansion, and name, image, and likeness. This event is part of the museum's Voices of Our Times series, dedicated to bringing in experts in the arts, entertainment, politics, and sports. For more information, visit hsvmuseum.org.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
This is Attorney Tommy Sinyard on behalf of Sinyard Law, and again proud to be a sponsor of All Things Football here on ESPN Radio. My son Bart and I started our own law firm July 1 and are very proud and excited to be bringing you our 50 years of collective national award-winning injury trial law experience. Check us out on the web, sinyardlaw.com.
Sinyard Law, nationally recognized, locally respected.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
Tom Abraham here for my friend Brian Hamaker and his team at North Alabama Mortgage. Look, buying a home is the biggest purchase you will make in your life, and it can be a bit intimidating, so you want people that can help walk you through the mortgage process and get you the best deal possible. That's what North Alabama Mortgage does, and they do it in Alabama, Tennessee, and Florida, from first-time purchases to refis, conventional, VA, FHA, and USDA loans. They have the solution at North Alabama Mortgage. Visit NorthAlabamaMortgage.com to learn more. That's NorthAlabamaMortgage.com.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A mostly sunny sky this afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the low and mid-70s. It's going to be a fantastic evening for Friday night football. For the most part, it looks like we're going to hang out somewhere in the low and mid-50s. Maybe grab a light jacket before you head out to your local high school football game this evening. Temperatures dropping into the upper 40s, lower 50s through the overnight, early into your Saturday morning. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Online at 977ESPN.com.
Stream them online.
Call in.
It's an important job, and it's an vital organization.
Tweet in and join in. We are 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Welcome back, Tom Abraham Show. This segment of the show is brought to you by North Alabama Mortgage. They have the product that you need for your mortgage. And let me tell you right now, you can barely even look at a house. Set up a viewing for a home and not be pre-approved. Forget about it. They don't even want you to come and look at the house. Forget making an offer if you're not pre-approved. You need to be pre-approved to even look at a house now in a lot of cases. North Alabama Mortgage can help you with that. Whether you're in Tennessee, Alabama, or Florida, they can help you with it. And I know the rates have gone up and all of that kind of stuff, but they're going to walk you through it. They're going to explain everything that you need to know about it, whether you're making a new purchase or whether you're doing a refi, like I did. And North Alabama Mortgage will make sure that they get you the best rate possible, and they're going to make it as painless as possible because they treat you like family. That's what they are. They're like family. And they help out all throughout the region, all kinds of charity stuff. They also help sponsor Army football and Madison Academy football and me and Bassmaster Radio. I mean, they just got big hearts, and they help us all out. So, do business with people that do business with us. You do business with North Alabama Mortgage. All right, joining us now, a guy that does a tremendous job for CBS Sportsline. He is Alan Bell. He is on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. AB, welcome in. How are you?
Big dog, doing fantastic. And let me say, man, shout out North Alabama Mortgage. Like, for me, dealing with anything like that, like, I'm such a dummy, about stuff like that, especially numbers. So anybody that takes the time to just talk to you, and just break it down easily, shout out to them. They help. Guys like that help so much.
Yeah, no, you're right, and it's daunting for a lot of people. A lot of people it's like scary for them. Yeah, and it's they walk you right through the process, and they're great. They're great guys. All right, now, do you do any fantasy at all? Do you talk any fantasy at all? Do you do daily fantasy? Any of that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I definitely play daily fantasy. I know a little bit. I'm not. A super expert because, really the fantasy game has become, you want to talk about analytics. People that succeed in that now are so incredibly intelligent. But, yeah, a little bit, man. What are you looking at?
Well, I got a question. I'm just two football guys talking here. We have our DFL, our Doghouse Fantasy League, and multiple divisions and so on. And I'm doing pretty well. I think I'm 5-1. I guess I'm 5-1 on the season so far. But my quarterback is Josh Allen, and, of course, he's on the bye this week. My backup quarterback is Tua Tagovailoa, who will be back in the lineup for the Dolphins, going against the Steeler defense on Sunday night, and going against the Steeler defense that has Brian Flores as their linebacker coach. Who knows Tua and that offense better than Brian Flores, who was the coach there, of course, and there was a lot of controversy about how he left there and lawsuits and everything else. So he's projected to have a pretty good day. It's over 20 points in the projection. But I'm just kind of looking at the waiver wire, and I see that Ryan Tannehill is available against that Colts defense. And I'm wondering if it would be a safer play to drop Tua and put Tannehill in and have him go. You can have Jimmy Garoppolo. That's against KC. I don't like that. Kenny Pickett. I don't like that. Marcus Mariota against Cincinnati. I don't really like that. But Tua or Ryan Tannehill, what do you think?
Well, I'll tell you what. It's funny that you said that because my fantasy quarterback is Josh Allen, and I picked up Ryan Tannehill this week off the waiver wire. It's so funny that you say that. But that being said, look, I think Tannehill's a good option this week. But you know what? I think I'd roll with Tua. Like, I think that he sat a week extra, right? Just because of, how much attention all this got, that we're going to take any risk whatsoever. And to be honest with you, like, Flores, he can know everything he wants to know. You still got to be able to stop it. And look, I don't, say anything negative about the Steelers defense, but I kind of think Tua has a big game, especially in prime time. So, yeah, man, like, I wish I had Tua on the waivers in my league because I think I like him more than Tannehill.
That's all I needed to hear. I just needed somebody to say to me, it's okay. It's okay to stay with Tua. And so that's what I'm going to do in that deal. Last night, the Louisville Cardinals took on the same. Oh, here, how about this for a fantasy move? My wife, who was in our league, I assist her a little bit, you know what I mean? But her quarterback is Jalen Hurts. She is 5-1 as well. And she's going against a guy who's 6-0. So she has Jalen Hurts, and, of course, he's on a bye this week. Her backup quarterback is Russell Wilson. He's on a suck this season, okay? So we go to the waiver wire, and I'm, like, looking at it, and I'm like, well, how about we pick up Andy Dalton for you? How about we just drop Russell Wilson and pick up Andy Dalton? Stick Andy Dalton in there. He was projected for 16 points. He had 35 points last night. That's including the 3 interceptions. He would have had 41 points. So she's in great shape with that. But Andy Dalton, the Red Rifle, he just can't win games. He gets in there. He's got these numbers. He threw touchdowns to everybody. 4 for his team, 2 for the other team. Man, oh, man.
It was unbelievable. I mean, it's crazy that worked out so well, right? The guy definitely had a ton of yards, fantasy-wise, in terms of yards, points, all that. That was insanity last night. Back-to-back pick sixes in a 2-minute drill. If you're a coach, just looking at it what in the world are we doing? We just lost the game. It's just insanity, man.
Yeah, well, we turned the game on for a minute because it takes me a half an hour to get to the game. I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate this streaming thing, So I'm watching the ALCS, and so I jump over there to the game, and I'm like, that's your quarterback right there. And that's what we watched. We watched the 2-minute when he threw the back-to-back interceptions for touchdown. And she goes, that's my quarterback? And she just rolls over, and she says, I'm going to sleep. And this morning I texted her. I said, your quarterback gave you 35 points, and he threw 3 interceptions. So it would have been 41. So there you go. Obviously, the big news overnight was the trade of Christian McCaffrey to the San Francisco 49ers. And now the 3-3 Niners, who are tied for the lead with the 3-3 Rams and the 3-3 Seahawks, and now the Cardinals have 3 wins. That NFC West is a free-for-all, or a 3-for-all, I guess. But he joins that operation over there. They are Deebo Samuel is under contract through 2025. So is George Kittle, and so is Christian McCaffrey, who's not as the quarterback. But, man, it seems like they're set up to do some damage with McCaffrey. Just talk about that trade.
Yeah, it's all about his health, which is really the story of the 49ers the last 3 years, right? They've dealt with so many injuries. But, Christian McCaffrey with San Francisco is not the same as Christian McCaffrey with Carolina. All right, he was on 86% of Carolina's snaps, playing everything. He had to do everything for that team. You don't have to do that in San Francisco, right? So, it's kind of like Von Miller on the other side of the ball. Everybody was like, oh, Von Miller, who cares? But, dude, Von Miller's made a big difference for teams over the last couple of years. And I think McCaffrey could do the same, right? And, you had to give up a lot to do it. But you know what? I think that we kind of fall in the same category. Draft picks are important, because that's how you build a roster. But you know what's risky? The NFL draft. It's not a guaranteed thing. A lot of times these picks in the first round are a crapshoot, right? You get second, third, fourth, whatever, man. So I like it, man, for them. Stay aggressive, go after it, get you a guy that's a stud that can open up things for Deebo, open up things for Kittle. I'm all for it, man. Go get it. Go do it.
And it just is it could create more controversy at quarterback there, because what if, with those tools and those parts, what if Jimmy G takes these guys back to the, NFC Championship game or something again? And then you're going to sit here and say, we're going to go through this whole thing again on Trey Lance, a guy who got hurt 20 minutes into his, first game, and we don't even know what you got with that guy. And here you have all of these parts. Man, I just think that it could be fascinating what they do. And a lot of people are grading the Panthers as really good in this trade as well, because they did get a second, a third, and a fourth in next year's draft, and a fifth in 2024. You got to build through the draft. You wonder whether or not, how this impacts the Carolina job as well, because I think we're not that far away from saying, okay, Baker Mayfield's not going to be the answer there. Sam Darnold's not the answer. All those guys are going to be gone, and they're starting completely from scratch with a new coaching staff whenever they hire whoever they hire.
Yeah, you're right. And look, I'll say this. Draft picks are only as valuable as the person making the picks and who they pick, right? Go back to the Raiders. They had 5 first-round picks, whatever the number was, and you know what happened? Those players are all gone. The GM is fired. The head coach is – everybody's gone. Everybody, right? So it's the NFL draft isn't a definition of success. It can be if you make the right picks. So we'll see. So whoever's going to be the new head coach of Carolina is coming in with a pretty bare team, but, pieces that you can do it to build. So we'll see about that. But, yeah, and what I also like for San Francisco is that, you gave up those picks. But you know what? You're going to get comp picks back, too, right? So It's not like San Francisco just gave – they didn't pull a Rams where you don't have picks for the next 5 years. You know what I mean? Like, I like the aggressiveness of it because they're a team that legitimately can get to a Super Bowl and can win a Super Bowl. So go after it. The Rams and the Bucs just showed you. I mean, that's the way to do it. You know, obviously they did it in the quarterback position, not running back, but yeah, and then also the quarterback position, like you said. Like, it's crazy. Like, I don't know, you know, we'll have to wait and see after this year, but like, Jimmy Garoppolo was clearly not, you know, Josh Allen, but that dude's won a lot of games, man.
Wins a lot of games. Yeah.
A lot of them, man. A lot of them. It's tough to say goodbye to a guy who wins games.
Yeah, he wins a lot of games. Of course, the 49ers had all those extra picks because they lost both their coordinators last year, and you get 2 picks, compensatory picks when you lose a coordinator. So they lost both Robert Saleh and Mike McDaniel. And then they lost their VP of Player Personnel, Martin Mayhew, to the Commanders. So they end up picking up 6 compensatory picks. So they had some stuff to send off to get Christian McCaffrey. I think it's fascinating, though. We'll see what Christian McCaffrey can do. If he's healthy, that could be a big deal for them. And then there's the Saints, who are now at 2-5. The Sean Payton question is going to be a very fascinating one, I think as well, because he's under contract for another couple of years with the Saints. If he goes someplace else next year, if the Cowboys collapse and Mike McCarthy's out and Sean Payton's in, they're going to get compensatory picks as well. So you wonder if it ends up being a 5 or 6 win season for the Saints, is there any chance that the Saints say, come on back, you had your year off, you're rested, you know, come on back, you're ready to go, we own you for 2 more years anyway?
Man, that's a great question right there. And, yeah, I don't think anybody in the Saints fan base would mind that, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, it all comes down to Sean Payton. Like, you know, how does he really want to stay retired? Does he want to be done? Yeah, man, like, that's what's so fascinating about it, because, like, you kind of sit back, and if you're playing, like, team president or owner or whoever, you know, It's on the table, and you're saying, look, man, like, we'll play ball with you, whatever, like, come back. You know what I mean? I don't hate the idea at all, because the Saints have talent. They're just a mess. Like, they're just not you could tell that the people in charge they're just not Sean Payton, right?
Yeah.
And like, I haven't thought about that idea, but that's a good one by you, man.
Well, see, because it comes down to the question is, did he leave the Saints or did he leave coaching? Was his issue with the Saints, or was his issue with I need a break? Because if the issue is I bring a break, the Saints have got to make that phone call, and you got to say, if you're coming back to anywhere, why not come back here? And you know, and because Carolina's not a good looking job, you know, and you look at some of the other jobs that could open up. I don't know where Sean Payton really wants to go. A lot of people kind of think that he's hanging around waiting for the Dallas job to open up, but we'll see how that all shakes out. Dak Prescott back in for Dallas. Mac Jones back in for the Patriots. So all of those things that are going on as well. You obviously watched very closely with the Tennessee-Alabama game. Your thoughts about Alabama now as a 21.5-point favorite against a Mississippi State team coming off a loss at Kentucky. What do you think?
Yeah, so I'll say this, man. It's been consistent throughout Nick Saban's tenure at Alabama. When they have a regular season loss, next game, you bet the under, right? Because Nick Saban trusts the process. He gets after it, and generally on the defensive side, you look at the last 2 years between Mississippi State and Mike Leach versus Nick Saban, Alabama. Alabama's outscored them 90-9. All right,
90
and
to
that's
9.
not coming off of a loss, right? I think that Alabama, I think Saban got after that defense this week. I'm sure he got after the offense in terms of the pre-snap penalties. But long story short, he's looking at a total of 61. Like, I don't want to play 21 on a spread. Alabama probably covers that because I don't think Mississippi State's going to score all that much. But you know what? I'll take the under here because I think that, they're going to get back to what they do. You run the football, you put up points, you play field position, you do all the things correct. I think David gets back to that. And look, when you look at a total of under 61, Alabama could win 49-10 and be still cash, right? So, yeah, I'll roll the under on that one.
What about Sunday in Nashville when the Colts get there, getting 2.5 against a Titan team coming off a bye?
Yeah, look, I'll say this. Mike Vrabel is also consistent here. Mike Vrabel coming off of a regular season, 8+ days rest of bye. He's 8-0 straight up and 8-0 against the spread. Trent, the Titans have been very consistent coming out by. He knows what he's doing during that off week. And for a team that's not as good as they were last year, facing the rival Colts, having the opportunity to get the season sweep done at home, right? I'm all for Tennessee this week. I don't think that Indianapolis is that good of a football team. We still don't even know about Jonathan Taylor in regards to that. Derrick Henry is very consistent against the Colts rushing. And the Colts, the Titans have won 4 straight. Like, the Titans own the Colts. Like, you're going to give me under 3 at home off of a bye? Yeah, I'll take the Titans all day on that.
Titans at 3-2, the Colts at 3-2-1, and I think if you were doing a list of pretenders and contenders, I would say the Colts at 3-2-1 would be maybe one of the pretenders out there. I'm not sure that they're legit at that at that record. I'm not ready to go there on the Giants. The Giants at 5-1, I think are a contender, but I don't think they're a 5-1 type of team. But they've taken advantage of a schedule. Brian Daboll has done a great job. Dallas at 4-2 right now. I still like Dallas at 4-2 over the Giants at 5-1.
Yeah, I agree. And the Cowboys' ceiling is much higher. And we're not taking anything away from the Giants. I agree. Like they've done everything that they've been asked to do. Their ceiling is only so much. And playing from behind, down 10 points every week, it tends to catch up with you. You generally don't overcome that 17 times in the NFL season.
Yeah. All right, appreciate you as always. Great stuff, and have a great weekend, and we'll look forward to talking again next week.
Hey, you too, big dog. Thanks so much, man. Appreciate it.
All right, we'll get a break in here. When we return, phone lines now go open the rest of the way. So we've given you some ideas about the games. We do have a Friday trifecta for you. We do have Champy's Chicken for you if you can hit it. We do have, along with the bonus, you hit all 4, you get the Champy's Chicken, even if we have multiple winners. And, of course, you get points on the big board towards the grand trifecta, and that is the MVP package, the VIP package at the 25th anniversary TransPerfect Music City Bowl, Big Ten against the SEC on New Year's Eve at 11 a.m. in Nashville. It's Ole Miss plus 1.5 at LSU. It's Mississippi State plus 21.5 at Alabama. The Colts plus 2.5 at the Titans. Your bonus for the extra point and the chicken is the Falcons plus 6.5 at the Bengals. Phone calls are next. 256-5764-97.7 on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
McCurry Motors is your car and van rental headquarters. You can rent the vehicle you need today. Family in town, sporting event, church function, no matter what your need, McCurry Motors has you covered with a wide selection of cars and vans available for rent. They have 12-passenger Mercedes Sprinter vans, 12-passenger Ford Transit vans, 15-passenger Ford Transit vans, and 15-passenger Chevrolet Express vans. They have 2 locations, Highway 72 in Athens or Max Luther Drive in Huntsville.
The Huntsville Sports Commission, a not-for-profit organization, is driven by the love of sports. November brings some great sporting events to the Rocket City, including the AVCA Fall Collegiate Beach Championships November 4th through 6th, the Gulf South Conference Soccer Championship November 3rd through 6th, and the NCAA Division I Regional Cross Country Championships November 10th and 11th. For the love of sports, the Huntsville Sports Commission. Find out more at huntsvillesports.org.
I have a big head, and you don't have to have the brain the size of mine to know that you can save thousands at University Kia.
Right now, drive home a sporty, new 2022 Kia Forte for only $179 per month. Only at University Kia.
Environmental Comfort's indoor air quality systems remove 99.9% of airborne contaminants so you and your family can breathe clean, fresh air. If anyone in your family suffers from allergies, or if you just want the security of knowing the air you breathe inside your home is free from viruses, bacteria, pet dander, dust, and odors, Environmental Comfort Systems are the professionals to call. Environmental Comfort also carries state-of-the-art, high-efficiency comfort systems that increase home comfort, keep humidity in check, and help you save money on your energy bills. Give my friend Rick a call or visit them online at envcomfort.com and breathe cleaner air today. Environmental Comfort Systems, Alabama license number 92314.
I'm attorney Gary Lackey. You know, you'll hear people say we're like a family, but here at the Lackey Law Firm, that's really true, not just a saying.
I'm Justin Lackey. With my father and my sister, we have a special connection to each other.
I'm Jennifer Lackey. At the Lackey Law Firm, when we take on your case, you become part of our family. You really do.
And we'll always do whatever it takes to get everything you deserve.
If you're injured, you worry about getting well, not about paperwork or insurance companies or figuring out how to get to your lawyer's office. I'll come to you.
We worry about your case so you don't have to.
When you've been injured, we know that your case is probably the biggest thing going on in your life. More important than almost anything else.
And it's important to us too, for one simple reason. Family takes care of each other, and at the Lackey Law Firm, we'll take care of you.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Ad paid for by the Sentinel Group. Attention Marines, military personnel, families, and contractors who were stationed at Camp Lejeune. Were you present at Camp Lejeune between August 1953 and December of 1987? You may be entitled to significant compensation. For nearly 34 years, those in the Marine Corps' base Camp Lejeune were exposed to contaminated drinking water, resulting in devastating injuries, including several forms of cancer, adverse birth outcomes, Parkinson's disease, and more. North Carolina's procedural laws have prevented victims from getting the justice they deserve. But passage of the Camp Lejeune Justice Act of 2022 would allow you or a loved one to file lawsuits seeking compensation for illnesses and injuries linked to the toxic water. Call today for your free consultation. 800-593-6027. Let our experienced attorneys fight to get you the compensation you deserve, and you pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. Call 800-593-6027. That's 800-593-6027. Again, 800-593-6027.
Football season is here, and as always, the best place to catch every game is downtown at Humphrey's Bar and Grill. Humphrey's is celebrating by bringing back their game day football specials. $2.75 Miller Lite, Coors Light, Yingling, and $3.50 Yellow Hammer Gold Pints. $4 Fireball shots. Anytime football is on. And don't forget football trivia every Sunday night at 6. The best place to catch all the games all season long is downtown at Humphrey's Bar and Grill.
Ladies and gentlemen, whether you want to believe it or not, the holidays are upon us. It is time to start thinking about the important things like, hey, what's on the menu this year? It is time to pre-order your honey glazed ham or turkey from Apple Lane. Let's get honey glazed for the holidays and make the holidays even sweeter with our award-winning banana pudding.
That's right.
Let us help make this year's holiday just so much easier. Apple Lane, come see us in Decatur, Alabama on the Beltline.
Hi, this is Chris Stewart. The quest for a 19th championship starts this fall. Listen to Alabama football all season long on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Segment, Tom Abraham Show on a Football Friday. Phone lines are open if you want in. 256-576-4977 will get you into the show. 256-576-4977. Last chance to get in and make your picks on the air for our trifecta. We go back to the lines. Grumpy is up first. Grumpy, welcome in. How are you?
Hey, pretty good, man. Hadn't talked to you since I went fishing, man. We loaded them up with snapper.
Nice.
And got a couple of... You ever eaten stingrays, man?
I have eaten the wings of stingrays. They cut them up into little squares, and they make them like scallops or something.
Yeah. We did that too. But sharks kept eating the snapper, so we left. But let me get this in real quick.
By the way, call Marcus for me, will you? And tell him to give me my damn quote. God, I got to get this barn built before winter here.
Oh, you're kidding me. Oh, my
I know.
bad.
I can't even get a quote from he told me mid-October to do the job. But I text him like once a week and say, can I get the quote? He always says, oh, it's at home. Oh, it's out there. Oh, it's this. So I said, give me my quote so I can start calling other guys.
I'll call him. Yeah, and Diggs is out this week for my team. So, Team 10.
Yeah, you got to make a change. Yeah, you got well, make a change. Get somebody in there. You got a bunch of guys on your bench.
Nobody matches. Even whatever change I do, it's not going to match Diggs.
Well, listen, there's no way that Jalen Hurts was going to have what she ended up getting out of Andy Dalton. I mean, she had a better deal, but
She found the nugget, though. There's only so many nuggets. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. All right, so Ole Miss is getting 1.5 at LSU.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Wasn't ready for that one. I didn't know what the frick. Let's go with Ole Miss.
It started out as Ole Miss the favorite, and it flipped from Ole Miss being favored to LSU being favored. State gets 21.5 at Bama, coming off their loss to Kentucky, and Bama's loss to Tennessee.
Yeah, poor State. I'll go with Alabama.
So I'm supposed to smile and say thank you.
The Colts get 2.5 at the Titans.
I'll take Titans.
Touchdown, Derrick Henry, 72-yard gallop.
And the Falcons get 6.5 at the Bengals.
I'll take the home team, and Dan, I'm glad you're doing well.
You don't live in Cleveland. You live in Cincinnati.
Grizz, there's not one person that has picked the Falcons on the line.
7-0.
I haven't checked.
7-0 against the spread.
I know.
7-0 again. Well, 6-0, but going to be 7-0. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't want them to be 6-0.
Going to be 7-0 against the spread.
I want them to win outright. They need to do to the Bengals what they did to the Browns and tag them with a loss. Roy is up next. Roy, welcome to the show. How are you?
Doing good, big dog. How are you?
I am fantastic.
Great. Let me get in on that trifecta, bud.
Ole Miss gets 1.5 at LSU.
I'll take Ole Miss.
State gets 21.5.
I'm going with my Tide.
This is Alabama.
The Colts get 2.5 at the Titans.
Give me the Titans.
Touchdown, Derrick Henry, 72-yard gallop.
Falcons get 6.5 at the Bengals.
I'm going to have to go with the Bengals, bud.
You don't live in Cleveland. You live in Cincinnati.
Everybody's on the Bengals. That is like everybody. All right, Roy. Appreciate it, man. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, sir. You too.
Wow, we haven't heard from Dot in a minute, our NASCAR fan. Dot, welcome to the show. How are you?
All right. You think maybe Mo Wallace should have been suspended? That's what Kyle Petty said.
I said he should have been.
Carl Larson.
I said he should have been suspended for the rest of the season. I did. I think that would have been an uproar.
On the show, but I think he should be out and fined. I think maybe a lot of that could have to do maybe some racial angst. Larson used the N-word. Kind of just threw it out there. Didn't think anybody was listening. Tried to get some attention.
Right.
Because this speaker was off or something. And then
he had heard from. I was wondering about that as well. He heard from Bubba Wallace right after Larson had gotten suspended for using the N-word online and on a racing thing, and he used it, joking around with his buddies that you should never use it anyway, but he used it, like a black guy would use it. And Bubba Wallace immediately responded and said he's got a good heart. He didn't. I know, blah, blah, blah. He's not a racist and all that. So I don't think it was that. I think it was he got ran into the wall. And, that was a racing deal. And you can nail a guy, and you could do it on a yellow, or you could do it when you get, on pit road after whatever. But you don't do it at 180 miles an hour coming down the, the tri-oval. You just can't do it there because you could kill somebody doing it like that.
Intentionally around the dog leg. But, and Larson being a smaller guy, too. He's trying to do that with Tony Stewart.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Right, that's the thing I didn't like about it. That looked terrible because Larson's one of the littlest guys out there. Yeah. Bubba's a big dude, and Bubba's slapping around this little guy, and Larson's trying to get away from him. That was a little. I didn't like that.
You think he could charge him with assault? He could try to get away from him.
No.
Just pick up a free-for-all NASCAR and fight and just go at it.
Yeah, they charge him assault. I'm surprised one of Larson's crew members didn't get out there in time to maybe step between and say, do you want a piece of me? But yeah.
Oh, this is big.
All right. Do you want to get in on this trifecta? All right. Ole Miss gets 1.5 at LSU.
Ole Miss.
State gets 21.5 at Alabama.
What happened? There was a state player that died. Did that ever come out? What happened to him?
They haven't said yet why. I'm afraid that it might be something that would be disturbing, but they have not said why.
Yeah, he was only 18. The Tide.
This is Alabama.
Colts get 2.5 at the Titans.
Titans.
Touchdown, Derrick Henry, 72-yard gallop.
Falcons get 6.5 at the Bengals.
Bengals.
You don't live in Cleveland.
Even Dot. All right, Dot, appreciate you. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, bye.
Yeah, if you hadn't heard the story earlier in the week, a 19-year-old player died for Mississippi State, and as far as I knew, Grizz, there has not been any word yet.
There was a couple days ago. I saw an article in the Clarion Ledger. It was no foul play was suspected, so really there's not much other information, right? As that I know.
Yeah, I mean the two things that so something like that happens, the two things that you think of is overdose or suicide, and both of those is awful. And Nick Saban and the team sent their thoughts and prayers to the family of the player and the team as well when that went down earlier in the week. All right, that's going to do it for us. Coming up next, the Truck Oliver Show, and then Paul Feinbaum, then a shortish drive with Steve Moulton, and then high school football palooza. Here on the air, we'll have the Buckhorn game at Decatur. We also have Madison Academy coming up against Susan Moore on Zone 2. And on Zone 3, we'll have the big game between Randolph and Priceville. It's all right here on your home for everything. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Hey folks, this is Arthur Seaton, managing partner at University Kia, here letting you know we are proud supporters of Alabama A&M University football. Stop into University Kia today and shop our large selection of new Kias, including the all-new Telluride 8-passenger SUV,